Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Samantha Hanna, Steve Eaton, and Kelvin Galoza.
Hello.
I always wondered why you couldn't just use our first names. Why do you gotta use our last names? Like, we can Aaron, Samantha, Steve,
Because it sounds cool.
Kelvin.
Yeah, it sounds.
You don't even want to have your name on there. You want to be like, and Boo Boo Kitty Fox.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to have my name on there.
Oh, I get it. I don't want to hear my name either.
I think the first and last name thing sounds cool. You know, it's like James Bond.
Well, I mean, it depends on if you have a cool last name, which I do not. So
What? What are you talking about?
What? I like your last
Hannah.
Yeah, it's like in movies and stuff.
It is in movies. Why do you say
Everyone's always like, you got two first names.
I am a fat man with the last name of Eaton, and you're bitching about Hannah?
Wow, you stole the show, didn't you? Okay.
We're going to throw around last names, goddammit.
Yes, goddamn right.
I mean, you shut me down. That's for sure.
No, Hannah's a great name.
It's a great name.
It was a movie. It's okay.
It's not, I mean,
and it's a great movie.
I could think of worse ones.
Yeah.
I wrote that movie before it came out, by the way. That's a lot.
I know your feeling there. Did you really?
What movie?
Hannah.
Yeah, I wrote one too. It was called End of Fucking Days.
End of Days. Yep.
Yes, motherfuckers.
Hi, Mayhem saying hola, peeps.
Mayhem's in the house?
Oh my goodness. Hi,
right.
Bob.
What's up, Bob? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me.
Hola, peeps to you too.
Yes. Well, how are you guys? Kelvin, you're in Puerto Rico right now, aren't you?
Nope. I am
with
in Puerto
his
Rico.
family.
Oh.
That he loves
Yes.
so much.
And with
So happy.
horrible allergies.
Horrible what?
Allergies.
Oh, allergies? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
so-
Are you allergic to Puerto Ricans?
I'm allergic to the pollen. There's a lot of bees, and so all of the flowers and stuff are moving, and it's just driving me nuts.
What's the weather like over there? Because we have all kinds of crazy shit going on.
Extremely hot. It's been like 84 to
lucky
95.
fucking you. Lucky you.
Yeah, not up here.
We have like atmospheric rivers every day.
Yeah.
It's flooding up here.
It's flooding
Wow.
like a bitch. It's crazy. Dude.
Have you guys gotten snow?
No, not yet.
No, I think that's why we have the atmospheric river.
Yeah. Well, they have in Wyoming, they have snow because now we know all about the weather there, thanks to Mariah.
Oh, yeah.
Northern New York also got some snow, and so did Detroit.
Yeah, they're getting it certain places, aren't they?
It'll be here. It'll be here soon.
I mean, it's been cold.
Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't really snow in Washington that often.
Barely.
No, it's less each year.
Yeah,
because climate change is not real. But
global warming does not exist, though. Remember that.
But I've noticed, like, I've been here for 10 years now, and it's like every year it's just a little bit less.
A little bit.
Yeah. Every now and then we have a good one, but for the most part, nope.
Well, it's good to see you guys. I'm ready
Good
to
to see you too.
I'm really excited for this show. I don't know about you guys.
I am super excited for this show, and what's really cool is we don't always all get to watch what some of the people that we've had on, we haven't gotten to see their stuff beforehand, but we all got to see it this time, and we're all so excited to talk to him about it. So I'm happy about that.
Especially me.
Yeah. No spoilers, guys.
Yeah, especially Aaron. Because
I'm talking to myself.
Aaron, please, Aaron, no spoilers.
No, I'm not going to spoil anything. We got to say a few things, though, because there's a Trans Am.
There's
things to say. There's a fucking Trans Am.
That's enough.
That's enough. The music list is badass, right?
The music was great. The sound was phenomenal.
Yes.
Which Kelvin is very, very stiff on that.
Yes. And it's 80s, dude. It's fucking 80s.
Gorgeous. The way it looks is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous film.
Good vibe, everything.
I can't wait to talk about
So let's freaking talk to
we
the
should
man.
probably bring him in.
Just bring him in.
Let's bring
him in.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring in our guest tonight, and his name is Blake Calhoun, the director of
Casey Makes a Mixtape.
Thank you, sir. What's up, Blake?
Hey, how are you guys?
We are good.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us, man. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Where are you guys? You're
We're
in
in
Washington?
Washington. Well,
Washington.
except for Kelvin's in Puerto Rico, but the rest of us are in Washington.
He's normally in the LA area, I think.
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles most of the time.
Okay. I heard you talking a little bit there about the weather, and I was trying to figure out. I thought you guys were in LA, and I was like, it didn't snow there very often.
Oh,
Not anymore.
No, we're in Washington.
I was born out
State.
that way. I don't live there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
So-
in Texas, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what I thought.
All right.
I know the movie was shot in Dallas. Am I correct?
Correct. Yes. It
Yeah.
was.
Are you specifically in the Dallas area? Or is that where
Yes,
you went
I
to
am.
film? Oh, okay.
Yep. I am.
Yeah, did I read right? Is it actually filmed at like your mom's house?
Part of it was, yeah.
That's
Badass,
so
dude.
cool.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. I
That
love
is
it.
so awesome.
It just so happened that not only did the location fit the film, her house was built in the early 70s. Now it's been updated, of course, but it was also free. So that's also a
Right,
good.
that always
Yeah.
helps.
That's kind of location.
Yeah, and we shot there for about a week, and so that would have really been an expensive location to rent.
No
Absolutely
kidding.
would've been.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's really cool. I like the nostalgia of that.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. That
What,
word.
nostalgia?
Nostalgia, right?
Okay.
Because I love that, but my nostalgia is different than everybody else's.
Because he was
Everybody has-
actually alive, fully aware during the 80s.
Yeah, right. Like that. There's that fucking window that you have as a person that is nostalgic for you, depending on where you were born, and what time period, right? So, like Sam, I'm assuming 90s is nostalgic.
90s is
you,
it for
right?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Kelvin,
Kelvin,
we're like this
2000s, you know.
it's 90s for sure.
It's
always.
90s for you?
Okay.
Steve.
Yeah, Sam and I are like probably within
Okay.
6 months
We're
of each other.
the same age, yeah.
So
Yeah, I
Blake-
remember the 90s. I just don't
Mhm.
I don't remember it actually being anything like the movies, but I love the aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, like I love
Okay.
the look of the 80s, but I don't remember it actually being that way.
Okay.
Really? Not even the grunge part?
The 90s? Oh, yeah.
90s.
I remember
I
that.
think
I
he's talking
wore
about
that
the 80s
shit.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, the 80s.
So basically, then Blake and I are the only ones that understand the fucking 80s. Right?
You got to be a Gen Xer or a older millennial to really have a good.
Probably,
you know.
yeah.
Now,
Yes.
but the thing is about my movie, and it's one thing I always tell people, is I think anyone can relate to it, especially teen kids, but anyone, truthfully,
Absolutely.
because that's a universal
For
story,
sure.
really. Not the mixtape part; they won't understand that, but just
Coming of
Yeah.
age.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree.
I definitely relate to the mixtape part. I used to do that with my sister for hours. We would sit by the radio, and this is in the 90s, and we were just
Oh, yeah.
sitting there waiting
Yeah.
for the song to come on to go immediately try to
Cheap
record
sons
it.
of bitches. Yep,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Recorded off the radio. I still have one of those tapes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know everybody
That's
did it.
awesome.
But the one thing that Blake did really well to capture, and when Sam and I watched your movie last night, Blake, there was a moment there where the main character's doing what she's doing to get that song, and it kind of
Right.
shows the B-roll of her hitting the buttons on the box.
Right.
But she did one thing that I did, and she hit record and pause.
We all did.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was
that
the
way you
fun.
had to be-
You.
You had to
That
be
was
ready.
a trick.
You
Yeah,
had to be
you had to be
fucking ready.
Yeah.
That was the only way to be the most ready possible as you possibly could.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And
then
then miss that shit.
Well, I don't want to throw any spoilers, but yeah, yes.
But
Yeah.
no, she even says it in the movie, because if you're not ready, then the DJ's talking over the song and you've missed it, and
Exactly.
or you missed the beginning, and then it's like not really worth recording. You got to wait again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun. Okay, so Blake, please introduce yourself to the audience wide. Tell them what you do, and start discussing a little bit about the film that we're talking about. But basically, maybe jump in there with why you fucking made this movie and in that era. I want to know that first.
Okay, well, I'm Blake Calhoun. I'm a filmmaker. I've made a bunch of indie films over the years. I've worked in LA some too. I did a studio project years ago for Warner Brothers, and kind of played in the filmmaking world for about 20 some odd years now. And this movie is about a kid it's her quest to finish her mix during the summer of 1981. And it's called Casey Makes a Mixtape. So hopefully that title can tell you what the movie's about. And that was part of our thinking. It's a little bit of a throwback movie, not only because of the era, but also the style. I wanted to make a John Hughes type movie. And I joke, but it's kind of like John Hughes meets Richard Linklater, just the vibe or the tone. And that's kind of what I was going for. But the reason I made the movie is the story of her trying to record the song off the radio that she couldn't capture. That part happened to me. So it's not like a true story, or but it is based on a little bit of my life and the composite of kids I knew at the time. And so I was trying to record that Police song off the radio in the 80s when I was a kid.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so that's where the nugget of the story came from. Then I had made a short film in 2017, and we shot it on iPhone just for fun. And it was about kind of the story boiled down, and the film turned out pretty good. And in the end, I thought this would make a good feature film. And so I decided to develop it into a feature film. And like 7 years later or so, we put the movie together and turned it into a feature.
Beautiful, buddy. Nice.
That's awesome. That's
very
badass.
cool.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored this movie. But
oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm a 52-year-old man, and I can still identify with so much in this film. So much. It brought a smile to my face as soon as it started. I saw Ferris Bueller in it. I saw a little bit of Breakfast Club in it. I saw, we were talking about another movie that was in the 90s, Juno. We were talking about Juno, and we're like, oh, God, it's that same kind of vibe. So
yeah, there's a lot of inspiration from different, you see all those different movies, and they kind of sit with you, and you kind of turn them into your own in a way. That's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's cool, and that goes with music too. People do the same thing with songs and music. They take inspiration from people and make something their own, and that's cool. You did that really well.
Well, I've been fighting with my team here a lot lately.
Wait, fighting with us?
Yeah, we fight a lot.
Oh, about the 80s?
About the 80s. So,
oh Lord, here we go.
Because he goes too far. We fight about a lot of things, but yeah.
Everything that I make, Blake, we're right. I'm thinking in that era.
He's obsessed though.
The storytelling,
it's obsessive.
The music, which you did great in your film. The vibe, just the way the characters behave. I love that time frame. And I think it, like you said, it resonates to this day. A lot of kids can relate to it. That's why Stranger Things kicks so much fucking ass.
Sure.
It's those kind of stories that I think are timeless. I don't think it'll ever get old. Now, we don't have to make it like an 80s movie, but we can definitely tap into the 80s with every project that I think we do. That's just me, though.
Well,
so
we all know you will.
I know I will.
Tough to do 80s or any kind of period. Some of the feedback I've gotten is it's pretty brave to do a period film as an indie, a low budget indie.
It is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What I did though, and I kind of came of age for my film world was in the 90s, and it was with Robert Rodriguez and Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino and all those 90s kind of indie icons that now really don't do indie stuff as much more. They are mainly studio guys, except for I guess Kevin Smith. He kind of dabbles mainly in indie.
Some of them are returning. Like Robert Rodriguez has his own basically fan base project now.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Everybody has trouble getting their movies made, no matter what level you're at.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Yeah. That's
so I took his book, Rebel Without a Crew, that mentality, and I got stuff that I had access to. I could get it for cheap or for free, and decided to make a movie around that. Like, if you've seen have all you guys seen it, or just a couple?
We all
saw it.
So the Trans Am is a college buddy of mine's car. The Mustang is my stepbrother's car. The Bigfoot RV was my parents' RV.
So cool.
And so I had, again, in the house that they were in was was her house. And so the record store we shot in is a well-known record store in Dallas. Owned by
It's actually still there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay,
it's owned by Tim DeLauder. I don't know if you follow music. He's the lead singer of Tripping Daisy.
Okay.
A 90s band.
Uh-huh.
And
he runs it?
What's that?
He runs it or owns it?
He owns it. He doesn't run it. He owns it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a side project for him, I think. And
cool.
but we had built-in production value there. We did have to bring in our own records though, because obviously, they have some classic records, but whenever we had to position them in the back of the shot, whenever we were shooting, just you couldn't see a modern record, although a few got in, but I I tried to shoot with
thought
really
I
long
saw
lenses in there to make the background all out of focus, so you really couldn't tell.
Did
what
you
was
have to
behind
like bust out somebody's collection to kind of set
We did,
everything,
yeah.
or did you print them out? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a guy worked on the film. Cliff Richard has a monster vinyl collection. I mean, like
Nice.
a whole office full, just wall to wall. And so he
Wow.
brought crates of records in for us. That was pretty cool.
That
That
is
is
so
fucking
cool.
That's awesome. That
You-
was
And then
Well,
the
they're
8-track,
really
the 8-track
big.
tapes I bought on eBay because we didn't have 8-tracks away
Oh, yeah, the
around
8
here.
tracks too. You even threw those in there, dude. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so
okay.
cool. Yeah.
I'm so
It's
sorry. I love
very
it. I love
impressive.
it. I
It's
love
very
it.
impressive how you kept everything. And really, see, I don't know why I was watching it this way, but I was watching it like, how did he make this on an indie
Yeah.
level and
Sure.
keep it the era piece that it is? And
Yeah.
so I was looking. I was like, looking
Yeah,
for
we were saying
stuff.
that.
I was really looking for anything that I could find that was like up to date or like.
Believe it or not, this
couldn't
movie has
fit.
hundreds of visual effects in it.
I could not.
I
I couldn't
figured.
find anything.
Not
Oh, okay.
exaggerating.
See, I didn't even know that.
Well,
They're
yeah,
all invisible. It's
I
just
didn't see
hiding-
them.
It's
Yeah.
hiding the modern crap in the background.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Signage.
it's pretty
I can't
cool.
tell you how many cars we had to remove from the background that were modern cars.
Yeah.
I had to paint them out,
Wow.
or we replaced them with other cars, or just
Okay.
all kinds of. Yeah, that was actually something I
Wow.
didn't really plan. But when you're shooting and you're on a low budget, you can't close the streets and behind you.
Right.
You just got to roll. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Whoa.
I hate to say it, but we'll fix that in post. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. No, fuck
Sometimes
that.
that's
You
the way
can.
you gotta do it.
You can. Yeah, and you can do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rotobrush and After Effects. I don't know if you guys are techies. That saved our lives.
That's
you know?
Steve's job.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Steve knows what's up.
yeah. That's crazy. I would have
It's
never
amazing.
known. I mean, that was really well done.
They're
and
very well
I'm
done.
especially
I
impressed
was
more
looking.
now
Yeah.
than I
Yeah,
was.
I was
Yeah.
impressed with the cars and everything. That's one thing I was
Everything.
looking at when we were watching it, Sam. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, imagine I'd be using the same car if I had like 2 classic cars. That's all you'd see in the whole movie. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, even the wardrobe was just on
It was
point
great.
as well.
It was
The
great.
color grading was beautiful. The first thing I
Yeah.
said to Aaron as soon as I started watching, I was like, "Oh my god, the cinematography is gorgeous."
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a real vibe film. Like, and
Yeah.
I mean that in the highest sense of the word. Like, it you really do feel transported,
Yes, you do.
visually and sonically.
Yeah,
No,
for
I'm
sure.
glad to hear that. We
Yeah.
got rejected by Sundance, which most films do, but
Right.
the
Fuck
one of the
something.
programmers there I'd kind of befriended, and he sent me a really nice rejection letter, but a personal note. And that's one thing he said. He said it really did transport me back to that world, and I thought that was a cool compliment, even though we didn't get in the festival.
It is.
Yeah.
No.
That's
'cause we
okay
did
though.
your
The
job.
fact that you tried is even impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 0.8% chance
I know,
at
it's
that.
Yeah.
Like of the 16,000. I was just hearing that earlier today. Actually, it's a
Yeah, a
ridiculously
bunch of my
hard.
friends entered it again this year. This was like 2 years ago when I entered it. The movie we shot the movie in 2023, and then it was
Okay.
we were finished it in the fall of 2024, and we've been working on distribution earlier this year, and it was released in October of this year.
Mhm.
But in the meantime, I worked on a documentary. Speaking of the 90s, do you remember the show Wishbone on PBS?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
that was shot
don't.
in Texas and Dallas, and
Tell
worked on a
us-
documentary
tell us
for the
what that
past
is.
year. And it's a kid show about a dog. It's about the books, famous books, the dog that they tell a story through a dog's point of view in famous books. And it was a huge monster
Oh,
show.
is
and-
Wishbone the dog's name?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I
In
do
the
remember
show.
that.
Yeah, from 95 to 97. It was a short lived. Well, we produced a documentary because a bunch of my friends worked on that back in the day. And so that has taken some time, but they entered Sundance and other things like that. And exactly what you were saying, Steve, I think it was 16,000 films, and they had
Like
150
150.
Yeah,
slots. So
150
that's-
slots back in the day.
you have better odds of winning the lottery.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
You really do. You really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But that documentary is coming out next year too, and we had a premiere for that recently. So if you were a '90s kid and you were into that show, I think that'll be a really good. Speaking of nostalgia, more nostalgia.
Yeah,
that's
no, that's
awesome.
cool. We'll have to have you back on when that comes. And
Yeah,
all of
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing cool about doing movies from the 80s and 90s though is, especially if you're doing like a heist movie or something, is you don't have to worry about all the video surveillance or cell phones. It just makes it easier to tell a story.
Yeah.
Because these days when you watch a TV show and
Like
someone
somebody
might-
pick up their cell phone.
someone
Yeah.
breaks into the house and you're like, come on, dude, everybody I know has a Ring camera or an alarm or something.
Right.
It makes
Yeah.
it so hard to make
Not
those stories.
believable.
So
Or
Yeah.
everything becomes sci-fi because you have to build it into the plot now.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
how,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I do like that kind of idea of doing more. And some of the other movies I did were set in the 80s and 90s as well, but not nearly as much nostalgia as this one. We cheated those a lot more. This one took a lot more extra work and care.
Well,
did
you
a
can
great
tell.
job,
You put a lot into
you
it.
guys
'Cause-
fucking killed it, man. You guys killed it.
Yeah.
So Blake, you said you've been making movies for 20 years or so, correct?
Yeah, 20 some odd years.
Okay, yeah, that's about when I started too. How did you get started in this?
Well, I got a degree in radio, TV, film, but like most people, I didn't really use my degree for a while. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And so I went in to doing different things, became a writer for a while. And then I was a production assistant out at the studios at Las Colinas. And I just sort of stumbled into editing one day and video editing. And I worked as an editor for years. But like most people in the film world, the old joke is everybody wants to direct. And I did. And so I mentioned Robert Rodriguez earlier. I got my mom and my dad to pitch in some money. I was going to try to go to film school, but looked at the prices, and I actually did apply to UT Film School, looked at NYU, crazy amount of money. Even back then, this was 30 years ago, it would be 60 grand a year or something, even back then, Yeah. And the old adage is take that money and make a movie. And so that's what I did. In the late 90s, I made about a $10,000 movie. And that was my film school. It's not a very good movie in hindsight, but it was a great way to learn.
It's basically how everybody does it now, unless you're a Nepo kid.
Well, now you can make a movie on your phone for real.
Yeah,
it's freaking amazing what you can do. So
it's absolutely amazing. What's funny? Everybody that goes to film school that we work with,
we were just talking about film.
Yeah, we were
school
just talking
today.
about. They're like picking up stuff from us, or it's like me, for example, that didn't know shit, that learned everything the way like Blake did, like just grabbing a camera and just trying to do it.
And back then we had to shoot on film. I shot that first feature on 16 millimeter, so that was
shit.
That was hard. I mean, this was in 1998 or 1999, so the video revolution hadn't hit.
I see. I think I picked up the first camera. I had a DV tape, so it was 2001. I think.
I shot a movie on a mini DV in 2002.
Yep. That's when I started. So I didn't.
Aaron was shooting on mini DVs up till recently.
It seems like it. Right? Yeah, fucking Outriders.
We were even talking about busting that sucker back out. We're like, we got to find something to do with this thing.
Well, that's kind of a vibe. You mentioned vibe earlier. A lot of people on Instagram and kids on TikTok, they're shooting on the old retro camcorders now.
Right.
Yeah. The high eights and stuff. They're banging those out and doing them. Yeah, I know.
And that's actually played in pretty well for the movie because, again, I have teen kids, and a lot of their friends are really into something tangible. They like the idea. They're not really into cassettes, but they like
retro
the idea
is huge.
Media. Yeah, retro is huge, and they like they have an iPhone, but they wanted a real camera to go out and shoot digital pictures, even though the quality is crap. So I keep saying, hey, tell your friends to go watch my movie. Tell their parents to rent it.
For sure. Yeah.
My son was obsessed with VHSs for a while, and I'm like, no, DVDs are better. And he's like, I like them. I'm like, I can't argue with
you just said the word. He just said the word, and maybe that's what I should start saying. Maybe it's not 80s, Kelvin. Maybe it's retro I'm looking for.
Yeah,
that's
retro could be like 2001.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody thinks retro is pretty cool.
That's what it is. Yeah. So Blake, you know what? I'm retro, bro. That's what
there you go.
That's it. It also happens to be that all that retro is 80s, but it's retro.
But I mean,
all those Facebook pages and Twitter pages that share the retro stuff, they're 80s and 90s. They mix it, and 70s. It seems like.
Yeah, they mix it all. Yeah,
and it's beautiful stuff, man. It's beautiful.
It is.
Speaking of VHS, we've considered just for fun doing a limited run of VHS of this movie. Just kind of fits the era.
Hell yeah.
And then we're going to do a soundtrack. We're going to do a soundtrack on cassette tape too. We're going to release.
So cool.
We're going to do a Blu-ray. It'll come out early next year, and just almost like for giveaways or just kind of novelty or for fun, we want to do that. Do some of those.
You should sell them. I feel like people
will sell them, but I don't know how many will sell. But I mean, I guess it's just kind of cool. It's just kind of cool to have that, available.
Well, in hindsight of retro and you doing the VHS, when we were doing this latest Nightmares movie, I told Aaron, I was like, how about we try to see if anyone would want to buy a vinyl of the music, because the soundtrack on vinyl. So
I've heard of other filmmakers doing that for sure.
Oh yeah.
you have a merch store. You might end up with a lot of merch in your back, bedroom or closet at home. But hey,
yeah, for real.
Something with the Blu-ray now, you can do on demand. Even the bigger indie, that's what they do now. Even you can get it on Amazon and places that way you don't have to have a whole library.
That's what we usually do.
Back in the day, a movie I did years ago that did pretty well. I don't know, 6 months a year later, we ended up getting a bill because they ordered all these DVDs that didn't like sell or ship, and then we had to like pay for that again later.
Oh wow! And do you have them all?
No, we ended up moving them eventually, but like the movie was in Walmart back in the day and Blockbuster Video. This was like in the 2010 range, 2000.
When DVDs were selling them.
Yeah, before streaming hit.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that's the way we actually made money. That's one thing that's harder. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that side of filmmaking. The distribution and everything's readily available now because of YouTube and Amazon. But it's really hard for any filmmaker, even studios, truthfully, but indie particularly, to recoup their money quickly. It takes a long time now because used to you would sell your rights and you would get a DVD deal. And you might get a nice, what they call an MG, minimum guarantee up front. And now those are few and far between unless you win Sundance or whether you have movies. If you have movie stars in your movie, it's a different conversation.
Even then, it's pushing it.
No, it is. You're absolutely right. And so the home entertainment, the way that's changed so much, has really made it hard to make the career sustainable.
Especially for indie people.
Yeah. I don't really know any indie filmmakers that strictly make their living making movies.
I do not either.
Very small number.
Yeah, I mean, I have one or two friends that do it, and they've had some studio success, and then like me, I juggle a lot of. I run a YouTube channel, and then I do commercials, and then I through my YouTube channel, I also sell some filmmaking courses and that kind of thing. So it's a good way to stay busy.
I do the same. Like it's the same kind of thing.
You dip your hands in all kinds of
multi-purpose artist at that point.
But you're still working in the industry.
I've been lucky. I've never not worked in the film business since I decided to pursue this 25 years ago, which
that's great.
It's nice that I'm self unemployed. My wife has a really good job, so that always is a good back.
No, that helps.
That helps.
It really. It's hard though. The indie world is different than it ever was, and now it's a lot harder to make a buck on what you're doing. And yeah, I mean, it's a struggle, and you do have to do other things and figure out other things. Aaron edits other people's stuff and does all kinds of things. That's what you really got to do.
I
make a career.
Even for me, I'm a composer by trade, right? And I went to school for composing and all of that. But even I had to just fully expand and get some people that do work for me, but they are also in audio, and I have I had to expand to doing dialogue editing and sound design and all that, because it's hard.
It's hard. It comes down to building a family, really.
Multiple revenue streams too, guys. You got to have multiple ways, like he was saying. It's the only way you can sustain it. Did you say heroin?
Yeah, I direct and I produce and I edit. I probably made the most money I've ever made editing, truthfully. Over the years.
That's
you always need somebody.
Yeah, and then I shoot. I actually shot the movie under a pseudonym because I didn't want to have my name all over every credit. So
right.
He's
not like you.
We've all done it.
He's not like you, Aaron.
He's not like me.
Aaron will have his name 25 times before the movie starts.
But I mean, it's a fun career, but if anyone's listening and they're thinking about doing it, have a backup plan. If you have a trust fund, you're going to be fine. So.
Yeah, that helps. That's actually required now if you go to a film school. I think you have to have a trust fund.
Trust fund babies are absolutely going to do probably better than.
They're going to do it. They're going to do okay. We're not going to make money. I think we will. It just takes longer and it's harder.
It is. It is, and patience is a virtue. Really.
Now about the streaming, the free. I was going to say freemium, but the free sites like Tubi and those kind of places. If your film hits there, you can actually do really well.
Yes, you can.
But there is a
if you're like most of us, you're like And you get $100 a month. Hey, maybe it could be cool.
Yeah, what's cool though is I have I made my name originally in the mid 2000s. After, besides movies, I did a bunch of web series, and I won a Streamy Award. I don't know if you guys followed that world at all. And I had a show called Pink, another show called Continuum, a sci-fi show.
What world is this?
I remember Continuum.
That sounds familiar to me too.
Well, no, there was a Continuum that was a TV show out of Canada on Sci-Fi Network, and then mine was a YouTube show.
Got it. I remember the sci-fi version.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And that actually helped me because ours came out before that, and then people got confused and started watching my show, and then they ended up liking it, and so we built an audience around that. But yeah, so the point is I took those web series and I re-edited them into a movie, and then I put them out on Tubi, and those have done well. Those have done really well. So
good for you. That's awesome.
It's
real quick, I just
your stuff.
Just want to, in the chat, we have Amanda saying she got booted from Facebook streaming, and we love you. Sorry.
Yeah, we love you, and thank you for being here with us still.
And Jeff Messenger, Q, good to hear from your brother.
Messenger.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work. Absolutely
That's
right.
right.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. I was trying to kind of butt in, but I
just kind of jam it in.
Good for you. He said, psh.
Okay.
How much do you love making movies, Blake? Do you love it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the person behind you, Blake.
I didn't hear my name. There's like 4 people on the screen. So
you're fine. I'm just bragging.
No, you have to love it, because if you, I mean, I posted on Twitter the other day, or X, there's about 1 million better ways to make a living, truthfully. That's what we've been kind of talking about. So if you don't love making movies, then you shouldn't do it.
Don't do that.
Because, I mean, people get into it because they think they're going to be famous or make millions of dollars, and neither of those are going to happen.
No.
Well, and there is the old quote, though: how do you make $1 million in show business?
Yeah.
Start with $1 billion.
Exactly.
That's how you do it.
Exactly.
But
that might work.
Maybe. But it's true. You're like, there are so many ways you could do better to make money, and it's not the point.
And truthfully, this movie was kind of a passion project, and I want it to be successful financially and, creatively. But if nothing else, it was a very creative outlet for me and everyone that worked on it. And
that's why I asked you. That was the reason for my question, just because I could see your love on the screen.
I absolutely loved that movie, and I loved making it. And again, that's part of you got to love the journey. I know it's kind of cliche, but really in the filmmaking, the process, because once you're done, I know a lot of people, when they're done with their movie, they kind of freak out a little bit. They don't really know what to do. They're, it's kind of like, do I move on? Do I, you got to let it out to the world. And that's why you got to have another project, standing by, and which I don't right now, but I'll probably do a genre film next, because they are an easier sell.
Yeah, for sure. I freaking love it, dude. I love seeing people make stuff that they want to make, and that's one thing we've talked about a lot here. That's indie world can be very difficult to survive in, but the freedom that you have to create is endless. You can do anything you fucking want to, and it's so cool. And I'm always leery of what if something happened and we had to deal with that studio model and we got executives talking to us. I'm completely terrified of that.
I've had that happen. I mentioned earlier that I did a Warner Brothers show.
Yes, you did. Tell us a little bit about that.
And it was absolutely ended up being again, I've said cliche many times in this interview, but it would end up being the cliche story where they come in and give you all these notes that you hate, and then they took the show away from us and edited it themselves. You hear.
It's a nightmare.
And I mean, they didn't totally change it from what we originally wanted, but it ended up being that exact experience. And so it was with Warner Brothers Television, and this was during the digital series time. And
they were big in that at the time.
The show was on the WB.com, which turned into CW later. And so it was a pretty big deal at the time. And I got quote unquote found on YouTube from a show I did, that show called Pink. And I got an agent. I got signed with United Talent Agency back, this was in 2009, 2010. And so we did the whole rounds, the studio rounds, everything. The point I'm trying to make here is that was fun. I liked it, and it was a great experience. But it really, in the end, even though the indie world, you don't have the same financial resources, having that freedom really, especially as I've gotten older, okay? Once you start kind of seeing the world for what it is, it's like you want to make a good living, don't get me wrong, but you also just want to be happy. And I decided not to pursue that world, and I decided to stay in Texas and not really pursue the studio world, because I did try for a while. I did for about 3 or 4 years, and it just wasn't going to work out. But that one project, while it was great, it also left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, having to deal with all the notes,
Yeah,
I can only imagine. Yeah,
I am so with you. Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's not yours anymore when you have to adjust it this way and that way to make it what they want it to be.
And it would be one thing if it like really, you're like, okay, hey, I'm making a ton of money, but most of the time when you start working with people with money, you're like, you didn't give me that much. Don't take that much of my soul.
No, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Now, if I got offered a big movie and was getting tons of money, I might I might consider.
Like, I don't have to worry about pay for a couple of years.
Exactly.
Sure. That's right.
Because even though we did a studio show, it was produced like an indie. We weren't making tons of money. We got paid well for a year, but kind of like being a freelance filmmaker where you book a gig and you're good for about 3 or 4 months, and then you got, I got to find another job.
Right. Exactly.
That's hard with any art, really. If someone that has a lot of money wants to help you out, or do whatever, it's really hard because they always want to change what you're doing. And as an artist, that is such not just an insult, but it's almost like you feel like you're selling your soul to that.
Yeah.
And like I've thought about that many times because I'm a writer, and I thought about, what would I do if someone wanted my stuff but they wanted to change it? That would be so hard for me because it's really just mine, and I would feel like I was selling my soul.
You would be you're selling out. And you just gotta accept that, and you gotta figure out a way to make that work. You're like, if you have to
make the dollar amount big enough that I don't mind. That's all I ask.
Or you get to the point. I did commercials and corporate work for a while, for a long while, and I don't do it anymore. But I got to the point where you get notes from people and such, and I used to kind of push back a little bit here and there and try to keep my. Then eventually I was just like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's like it's your money, it's your project, whatever you want to do.
It's not worth arguing about.
It won't be going on my demo reel. Don't worry.
Right.
And then you wonder why everybody ends up kind of a burnt out husk of bitter at the end of it. They're so angry. They're just like,
But don't get me wrong. I mean, I made good money on those jobs, and I appreciate that word. But it kind of just again, like you were just saying, it just sort of, it's not what you want to do. I joke. I didn't go to film school to make car commercials or whatever. So I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's not why I went to be a narrative filmmaker, to make movies, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Well, and I think freedom for an artist is super important. And when your freedom is being compromised by a big corporation or somebody trying to change your stuff, that really matters. I mean, that matters. And some people can handle it and some people can't. I don't know if I could, to be honest, but
yeah, it's hard. I have a hard time with it now.
Yeah.
Just in general, you guys know that. I mean, when I'm just sitting there even if I'm editing someone else's film for them, an indie film, and they come back, I got a few notes for him. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't even know how to edit, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
What are these notes?
That's how I feel. But I bite my tongue.
Yep. Everybody does get defensive. I just edited this documentary with a good friend of mine. I wasn't the director. And for the most part, we got along fine. But occasionally I would just say, no, dude, we're not doing that. We're not changing that.
I actually enjoy it. Like, I'm a sick bastard when it comes to this, but like when it comes to creative arguments, I genuinely enjoy it.
You do.
Like, I'm kind of like arguing anyway, but like when it
sick
comes
in that way.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's fucked up. But I'm like, I don't want to argue about numbers. Numbers have like an answer. I'm like, no. Argue with me about creative stuff, but then usually when people are arguing with you, they're just like, just shut the fuck up and do what I ask, please.
Right. Yeah, it's all very subjective, that's for sure.
Yeah, it really is.
And everyone has their own. When we were talking about this subject earlier, everyone has their own take on art, and everyone has their own stuff they like and stuff they don't. And so that's what the thing is about art. And the interesting thing about art is that your art personally isn't for everyone.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Read movie reviews for indie films.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were talking about that too.
Well, it's funny because no matter what indie film, I mean, it can be the best indie film or the worst. It doesn't matter. There's people one thing I have to remind myself is people compare your movie to a Hollywood movie, no matter what. And so they $100 million movie or $100,000 movie, the general audience doesn't really care. They're just looking to be entertained or watch a compelling story. And then, if they go into it don't know what to expect, and maybe a lower budget indie film doesn't live up to it, they go and they rate you like a 1 or something, just because you didn't have a big helicopter crane shot or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or you didn't have Denzel Washington in your movie, or you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so it is what it is. But
and whatever that could be is so subjective.
That's
some people would just go, I don't like I love the ones where they're like, I don't like movies with female protagonists. You're like, I don't know what the fuck to do with that,
right?
Or whatever.
Well, I mean, anything. I mean, I make documentaries, so that's a hard sell for some, because not everyone likes documentaries, and some people think they're fucking boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
they got
it's hard,
for a
so
while,
you can you can easily get a a lot of negative,
depends on the topic.
reviews.
You're making one about
it
bees
does.
or something.
No, it does. It does depend. It depends on a lot of things, actually.
Sam kills it though.
You do one about Diddy right now, you'd be money right now, bro.
Right, like 50 Cent.
Yeah, it knocked out
all the true crime ones are
Smart guy.
what everyone buys right now on the stream.
Oh yeah.
And Diddy's got a little of both. Yeah,
that one does have a little of both.
I know, I still gotta watch.
But and you also have to watch out for your subject, and is it oversaturated, and have too many people touched on that or whatever. It's hard.
You get deep and hurt them possibly? Like that's the one I worry about with. Like I was thinking with Sam's last documentary, A Will and a Way. I was like, it'd be so hard. There'd be so many times if I were directing that where I'd just be like, I can't do it. Like it's just so deep and hard, and you'd be like, and like Diddy, like I'm like, I know it's probably a piece of shit, but I'd still feel bad. Somehow.
Well, the difference with documentaries is you're always touching on real stuff, like absolutely 100% real stuff, and that's a little different. I mean, you can play with stuff that's a story that's based on a true story. You can play with that, right? But when you're doing a documentary, and you're trying to tell the truth, no matter what the truth is, or trying to tell multiple sides of a situation or a story, which there's always multiple sides.
And you're making differences just telling different parts. Like
exactly.
I remember with A Will and a Way, you had that like some, I'm not going to say specifically, just like somebody would have one version of an event and somebody else would have another one. You're like, which one do I add in? Do I do both so that people can decide? That's
and
tricky.
Sometimes you're never going to know the answer to that, and you just have to decide for yourself what's the best route to go to tell the most truth you can. It's not easy.
But that's what storytellers do.
That is.
That's what's so fucking cool about filmmaking. And I don't give a shit if it's narrative or documentary. I love them all. I do. I really do. I think it's a fun way. And honestly, helping you edit the documentaries, Sam, and Blake, I know you said you worked on them before.
Yeah.
The first time I did a documentary, bro, to edit it, I had no fucking idea what I had no script.
Like, I don't see a story. What am I supposed to
I was like,
do with it?
The editor is the most important part of a documentary. I'm not taking anything away from the director.
No,
but
you're absolutely right.
That's where the story is crafted and comes together.
It's hard. I was fucking shitting my pants when we did that. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Literally,
I literally had to write out like.
She did. Oh, you did, Sam.
I did all the parts. Like this is the
You wrote
part,
an outline for me, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I see it. And then I got it took me like 3 weeks, honestly, to do like the first 10 to 15 minutes of it. I was just like, I don't know if this is working. No. And then she gave me this outline, and I sat on it for a couple days. And then I went, wait a minute. And I jumped back in the editing suite, right?
He's like Seabiscuit.
He got all excited.
Within like 15 minutes of sitting there, and I just scrubbed through the footage really quick. I'm like, I got it. I did 15 minutes. We made an hour and a half movie. I finished it in 2 weeks after that. Like I just fucking nailed it.
Once he saw the story.
Once I saw it, but it took me a minute. But you know what? That was our first round of doing it. The second time we did it on A Will and a Way, it was way easier. But again, Blake, like you were talking about, you just get in there and you just start working.
Were you involved at all with the production?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That helped. Even I like to have the editor involved early if you can, even on set. Start doing rough cuts and such.
Yeah.
If you're just coming at the end and giving a bunch of stuff and say, hey, make this good, that's really tricky.
Well, which was funny with the doc.
Aaron's pretty good at that.
Well, I'm a filmmaker, but I didn't understand the documentary thing. We were sitting down and shooting interviews and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, Okay,
Where is
they're
this
talking
going?
about an octopus all the time. That's
B-roll is your friend.
B-roll
Yeah.
is
Oh,
your
yeah.
friend,
most
man.
Just make the
definitely.
shit pretty, like John
B-roll's
Ford and his
always your
long
friend.
shadows. Just
Oh man,
it's pretty. Who cares?
but it's so
Right.
magical. And any movie you make, it has that fun when you figure it out and you see it,
Yeah.
and it comes together. You're like, holy shit.
We spent about 6 months editing this movie, and then with the visual effects and the sound and everything, it took about 9 months. And so it was
Wow.
a pretty long process. Not unusual, but a little longer than I normally. But we actually had the SAG strike happen right as my movie wrapped at the end of 2023.
Oh.
Mhm.
So we couldn't do any kind of looping with the actors, and I actually needed a couple pickup shots, and so I had to wait like 3 months to do all that.
Wow.
Wow.
So that was a huge pain.
Wow.
Well, you know,
Because
one
I
thing
did.
I have to
This was a SAG movie. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So
you didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did. I swear to God.
didn't.
you did.
Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
either way.
We saw at
That's
the end of the movie.
That's
It was
probably
on
me.
there.
That's fine.
Oh, that's true.
That's probably what I'm
That's
thinking.
required by SAG to do that,
Yeah.
by the way.
Aaron Focus Fisher loves your work, Blake. Just putting that up
Yeah.
there. John Allen says, good stuff, guys. This is during the show.
Thanks,
Good
Thank
to
you,
see
guys.
John.
Focus again. Come do one in Tacoma, Blake.
Tacoma
We
Blake,
hope you.
yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Come on out.
And
course.
we got Amanda back up here. I love docs as much as I do a movie with a good story. Terrifier gets me about the lack of origin more than it does gore.
I
Oh,
can't
okay.
watch Terrifier. Those are too
Yeah.
hardcore for me.
Yeah, I hear
My
you.
son
Yeah.
described like he ended up watching, and he's 11.
Oh, yeah.
Dad.
Did he watch that?
No, he watched like
Wait,
3
I know
minutes
his
of
mom
it.
did not let him watch it.
Oh hell no! No! Kyra would have died.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I thought.
He watched like 3 minutes of it and described it to me, and I was like, "It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to watch that."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched
there's
it.
certain horror films I just don't get into. I have teen daughters, as I think I mentioned. My older one loves every horror film, and she watches films I won't even watch. But I remember being a teen and kind of being that way too. But
Yeah.
now I'm kind of a wimp now for the hardcore gory stuff. I don't get into.
Yeah, I don't really either. Yeah, even though we make horror movies, but we don't make horror movies. We make adventure films.
Yeah,
Action films.
I've worked in plenty of horror films, so I'm happy I'm not getting a lot of horror movies anymore.
We're horror lovers. Like, let's just admit it, guys. We're horror lovers.
that's
Well,
cool.
yeah.
I got nothing against horror. I just meant like the
No.
really hardcore ones. I don't really get
Yeah.
into.
It's
I
not
don't
for
like
everyone,
snob.
just like
Yeah.
everything else. It's not.
Yeah.
There's
still
certain
want
ones I like, but it's a
story.
small list.
Yeah, I want a story. I don't give a shit about the guts and blood and all that shit. That's
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, if you're making an indie though, you've got to get some blood and usually some
I
boobs
know.
and
Because
whatever in
the
there.
horror fans are looking for that.
Blood and
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're done with the horrorverse, though, for sure, at some point, we're gonna end up having to like make a movie that is not only good, because goddamn it, it's got to be good, but it's got to have an amazing amount of gore.
You want to do a gory film?
You want to do
Hell
a gory
yes.
one?
I want.
I'm
I don't
not
want to
agree
do
with
one
that.
that's like perverted. Like once it gets
Right.
into like kids or like that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Sure.
But like when it comes to like genuine like ridiculous body ripping and stuff, I'm down.
Okay.
Just on a visual level, I find it interesting.
I'll tap out of that one.
We'll have to.
That's all you.
Well, if you're making them, it's weird. If you're making them and it's fake, I mean, 'cause there's just that weird
It's
thing.
fun.
You're watching a movie and it's not real. The way they shoot that sometimes, it's just
I
it's
know.
really disturbing. But
When
if
it
you're
looks
on
real
set,
and it makes you cringe inside,
Yeah.
your
It's
a
stomach is
ball.
like just tight.
if you're on set and you're seeing them make up the guts and everything for the zombies or whatever, then it's not as bad,
We had more
Right.
gore in this one we're doing now. We had more gore than any of the other ones, I think, if we were to
Yeah.
like actually
Definitely.
judge it.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun. I was walking around like an 8-year-old with a bunch of dead body parts and shit around me all the
You're
time.
sick.
It was the
but-
funnest thing ever. And, like, there'd be times where I'd be like, after a take, I'd be like jumping up and down like a 5-year-old. It was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I watch it later, I think that's part of it. Is you get desensitized to it.
A little
And
bit.
you're like,
Yeah,
the
maybe.
stuff you put on screen is terrifying, and you're like, no, but it was so fun.
right?
Some people love it and some people don't.
Yeah.
It's funny with that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But yeah, gore is interesting. If you do it well enough, you can make someone sick to their stomach.
Yeah.
People
It's
pass
that
out
bad.
with it sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Blake,
but people are weak though, because I always hear I don't mean
They
that
are.
rudely. What I mean is, like, you always hear people talk about that ear cutting scene in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't even show it. That
It's
didn't
not
bother
that-
me
Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
It's the
That's
storytelling.
Nothing.
It's always storytelling.
isn't that weird? Even they said the same thing about like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the
Yeah.
original. That is not even a bloody movie. There's no real
That's a
gore
If
in
you
it.
think
movie,
about
but
what
yeah.
that's based on, that kind
Yeah.
of like
Because
helps
it's
you
because it
make
looks like a
sick out of it.
documentary because of that grainy 16mm film. It looks real.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does look real. Yeah.
I remember The
Yeah.
Godfather had that great shot of the knife going into the hand, and you're like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, do you remember when it stabbed into his hand? And it's like you watch the movie, you're like, it was there the whole time. It's just storytelling. Storytelling
Oh,
is
wow.
great when it's
Okay.
working. Yeah.
And it depends on the person too, because like Aaron, anything ankles. If anything happens to ankles, he's dead.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anything
Totally
happens, for
visual.
me, it's
Yeah.
I ain't got
eyes.
nothing to do with ankles.
Anything in the eyes, I'm dead.
Fair
No,
enough.
can't do it.
Pet Cemetery was
So
tough.
everyone's
Yeah.
got their shit right.
I think Kelvin doesn't like buckles.
Oh,
He
Buckle.
said, "Oh,
I
okay, I think
don't know.
Like
I'm gonna hop in that category."
It's weird because with
Yes.
sound design and all of that, you kind of you get used to it. So sometimes I'm watching a movie and it's gory and you hear like an arm twist and I know exactly how they made that sound. So it just kind
Celery,
of
breaking celery or something.
Stories.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So it's I
That's a
don't know.
good
Sometimes
point.
I hate that part of knowing or like I'm listening to a score or whatever and I immediately catch, oh, he's using this sample library or
That
they're
library.
using this or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay, but
That's
that's
the tough
nitpicky
thing
sound
about-
guy.
Yeah,
But
but
we're
that's
watching it-
filmmakers.
But we're filmmakers. That's what we do.
But
Like,
Kelvin,
you-
is there any that still get through to you? Like, is there any that you're like, shit, I know all the tricks and it fooled me?
yeah.
Is
That's
there?
cool.
Oh, okay, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
Then.
Like,
Well,
that's
it's
the
just like-
shit when you.
Yeah.
when you-
Something that I do hate that I cannot stand to watch in any movie, doesn't matter what movie it is, it's vomit. You know,
Me
like
too.
I
Yes.
can't do it.
Oh, I can
Same.
take
As soon as
vomit
I
all day
see
long.
vomit, I gotta look away. It's
Yep,
just
let's
makes me
not
wanna
do that.
gag.
Stevenson knows
Yeah.
he could do it. No problem.
We could just erase that. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I am
Well,
so with you.
It's kind of like Sam when you were talking about Blake's movie and you were looking for the stuff.
Yeah.
You're only looking because you're a filmmaker.
Well,
Yeah.
You
yeah,
understand
and
that?
that's why.
That's
That's the
why.
only reason why
I
I was.
try to tell me if you guys do this. I try to take my filmmaker hat on, at least watch it one time without it, and then
I
maybe
do
watch
too.
it again and analyze
Yes.
it. But it just happens. And
It's
know.
hard, yeah.
It
I
has to be
actually do that,
good.
What's that?
If it's amazingly good, I can do that on the first watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it has to be perfect. As soon as there's something that's like out of place, I'm like, oh, they did this.
Then the
or-
filmmaker comes
broke,
in.
they
like
broke
the-
the illusion.
If it's like the latest Superman, then I'm just like, nah.
Oh, don't even bring that up. Okay, with Aaron here.
Most of the time I can
Sorry,
do that.
Blake.
Like,
We have an ongoing bitch fest about the new Superman as comparative to the older Superman.
not-
if I would let it go, we wouldn't have this.
And unfortunately, Aaron and Kelvin are wrong flatly. And it's really sad for them because,
We'll talk about it.
you know,
You talking about the
We're
James
gonna
Gunn
show on it.
version, obviously.
we're
yeah, the
gonna do
James
it.
Gunn
I'm-
movie.
Yeah.
And I
It's
I
not
like-
important.
My
It's
kids,
No,
love-
it's
my kids
not.
loved
The
it.
superhero movies aren't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That's just me, though.
your kids are smart human beings, Blake.
There you go.
That's why they liked it.
Well, my kids hated it, and I guess they're dumb motherfuckers. But they're
Because they were
smart
sitting with you and you were like,
They-
this pussy
they-
motherfucker.
No, I did not. No, I didn't. I didn't do
They
that.
love the
I
dog.
did-
They love the
I
dog.
did give it
Yeah, 'cause
a
Rip was the
really
shit.
fair
People
chance.
love the
That's right, Blake.
dog. Thank you.
No,
I gave it a really, really fair chance. But it's just
No, not so
I
much.
was
And
like-
you love dogs.
Dude, that's okay. Even
I wish it was more.
incredibly
All I'd
talented-
say is I wish it was more grounded, sort of like the Iron when they did Iron Man.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah.
the James Gunn with all the CGI. I just think it went overloaded. It kind of reminded me of the final Guardians of the Galaxy. That one didn't work as well for me either.
exactly.
I'll agree
Well,
with that.
Guys, this is why I'm unpopular and very unpopular, but I don't like any of them. I didn't watch that one. I didn't watch the one before. I didn't watch any of
The
them. and I
first
don't
Guardians is a good
wanna
movie, I
watch
think.
any
That's
of
a
them.
pretty
I
Yeah.
agree.
I love
No, I'm
it.
good.
Yeah, I love
I'm
it.
good. I don't even
Okay.
care if everyone hates me.
'Cause I'm
I
not a
don't
big
like it.
Marvel guy. Like when the Marvel they're having trouble. I'm not. It doesn't really affect me. So, but
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this
Me
makes me
neither.
want to like sit down with Sam and be like, okay, let's watch all of these, and I'm gonna
But I
find
really-
one that you like. But
Right.
I won't.
I loved what Blake was hinting at with the hats and taking, those hats off. Can you do it? Like, for example,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
that
I
was
can.
good.
I like watching movies without being a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And I don't pick them apart. I really don't.
Amazing,
and I'm like, oh, I love this movie, you know, and then I'll drop it in and Steve will say something like, oh yeah, it would have been great if it was blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like he watches every movie with that hat on.
Yeah, no.
It's hard not to.
Well, that's why I rewatch movies all the time. I go back 2 or 3 times to watch something if I really enjoyed it. And then
even movies I like are like that. Like even ones that are really good, I tend to be like that. It has to be immaculate for me not to do that. Pixar movies, I'm fine.
Okay, well, let me ask you guys this then, and Blake, please, you answer too. So if you're watching a movie as a consumer to be entertained, don't you think that's important to remember that piece? Isn't that the biggest piece of making a movie and telling a story? Is it entertaining? Forget about the holes in it or the shitty effects. Remember why you went and wanted to see these things. And if you take that hat off and watch them, you'll go, oh, that's why I don't worry about all the little shit when I'm making a movie if it's wrong, because it still feels entertaining to me. I'm happy. And then I know the audience will watch it, and they won't watch it with filmmaker eyes either. They might feel the same thing. You know that magic? That fucking magic of why we make movies in the first place. I think if we get lost as a filmmaker and forget about that important piece, we're screwed.
I think that's a pretty good point. And because I mean, the online discourse around movies today, I actually just really hate. I mean, you mentioned Twitter a few times, and then, you know, every movie that comes out just gets ripped apart, no matter how good it is. And it's just like, I remember when to go back to the 80s or 90s, I remember just going to the movie and it's like, hey, I liked it or I didn't like it, and that's fine. I didn't have to I think part of it is the online review sites like Letterboxd and stuff, which I do like, by the way. But everyone thinks they're a critic now, and I guess everyone is a critic in their own way, but to a degree that they're talking about stuff they don't really know. Now I know you like what you like and you don't like what you like, but when you start analyzing visual effects, it's like I don't get into that.
Yeah.
Right, me neither, buddy.
Yeah,
me neither.
because you need to stay in your lane. If you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be talking about visual effects if you've never done them before.
Yeah,
come on now, let's not.
Because every movie now supposedly has bad visual effects, and they always compare it to Jurassic Park, which is 30 years ago, which does have good visual effects. Don't get me wrong. And some of them may not be up to snuff, but it's like you don't have to say that every time.
Right.
And I think it's just like any kind of film. Like I've seen movies that I wasn't incredibly impressed with, but it's like the minute that you're on set and you actually make a movie, oh my God, we're gonna have to talk about The Fly.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
I'm so sorry. That's the moment.
I love The Fly. That's a great movie.
Oh my God.
David
Yeah, I agree with that comment that was just made. Yep,
Absolutely.
Milk was hard for a while.
Yep.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think it's.
You were saying
really
something
did.
about
I saw The Fly and I was out.
No, you said something like once you're on set and you make a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Blake.
That's where you were.
ADHD.
You're good, bro.
But no, the minute that you're on set and you have a day where you're like, oh well, the sun's going down, or this person's throwing up in a corner, and we can't get them on set. The moment that you understand how fucking difficult it is to make a film, it's just like the moment that you have a kid and you now suddenly have tons of empathy for your parents. You're like, it's so impossible to do a perfect one that you do become, but you become much more empathetic toward it. But yeah, I think like when you make them also, I think part of it is like you're educating yourself. I think for me anyway, when I do it, I'm not really necessarily just shitting on a movie going, hey, it's a bad movie. The new Superman sucks. That's not what I'm saying. Usually I'm like kind of going, okay, well, I would have done this different. I'm just educating myself, if anything.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Well, and there's also the element of art, period. And I firmly believe, and I will argue this to the death of me, but art is not for everyone. And you have certain things that you like and certain things that you don't. But if you don't like it, move on. You don't have to critique someone's art. That is their heart, their soul. That is everything about them. And you don't need to critique that. That isn't for you. Yeah. So if you don't like it, just go on. Go to something you do like and then watch that. But don't worry about shit that you don't like. I don't know why people will stop and want to comment on it. Because look, that's my art. That's not necessarily for you. If you don't like it, it's not for you then. Go somewhere else.
Everyone has an opinion and has to, because of social media.
I know.
Media,
I know.
I
It's
sound like
sad.
the old man here, but it's like before social media, you didn't really know what everyone thought, which is
Right.
in a way, a lot of ways, it was that part was better.
You just read critics and then you made fun of them for saying the same thing that you're saying about social media people now. You're like, nobody liked critics then. We still don't like them now.
Right. And now there's a million of them. They're not Roger Ebert,
Right.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Wasn't it funny when you think about like the stuff we're talking about, and we talked about how Sam, with art, that's your art, right? That's your heart that you're putting out there into the world.
So don't talk shit.
Yeah, but it's funny because I think when consumers pick it up, now they're invested in it, their heart's in it, and if it disappoints them, they don't have a way to. They have a way now with social media to say something like, for example, Steve, I don't like the new Superman movie. It's not that it's not a bad film. It's not made badly, but no, I wouldn't go and spend my time writing a review of it. I just didn't like it, and I move on. I argue with Steve because it's fucking funny.
You moved on, but like every goddamn week, you'll like post something in our little text chat
because I have to
be like, Steve, you want to know why the new Superman movie sucks? Because
it's funny.
I genuinely enjoy it, Blake. I'm sorry, I'm kidding with him, but
you think that? I think that's cool though. That's why reviews don't hurt my feelings because I realize that people are invested.
Social media brings out the extremes, though, obviously. So.
It does. But if people didn't give a shit, that would kind of suck.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either.
Yeah,
I think there's a difference though between there's different types of discussion about it. There's somebody just putting a review onto it, like you see a ton of times on Amazon's like the best thing ever. It gets to be its own entertainment where people are just shitting on things wildly.
Well, and then we've had reviews pop up before there's a chance for anyone to watch it. So there's that.
Yeah.
You're like you're a useless human being, but I am laughing. And then you get like where you're like, okay, there's discussion, which is like what I like to think that when like me and Aaron and Kelvin and Sam were bullshitting on our text chat, we're really discussing as artists somebody else's work, and we're not bleeding it into the universe. And then there's something genuinely helpful, which is I think like where I would somewhat disagree with Sam, not on her art but on mine, the constructive criticism. Where you're like, if somebody wants to use a constructive criticism toward me, I appreciate it. Maybe pissed off about it, but I will appreciate it.
Right.
I don't appreciate it publicly, but you can tell me to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell every fucking body I
you don't have
fucked it up.
to
You
blow
can just
that
tell
shit
me.
into the universe.
Like, I'm good if you just tell me.
Yeah, it depends on who it's coming from, in my opinion.
Right, that's
Agreed.
true too.
I agree.
That's true too. The source
Amanda,
always matters.
I like the new Superman for what it was.
Goddamn right, Amanda.
Oh, there you got someone that disagrees with you.
I don't agree with you. Sorry. For sure, and watching y'all show while making fake puke for my next film. Oops, that's
nasty. You shouldn't have put the puke in there.
To
Just
see
take the puke out.
Dude,
I got to do a nice poster for him for his next movie. I can't wait to see it. That'll be fun.
But yeah, once you make a movie, you definitely have a different appreciation. And I just want to throw this out that people might find interesting. We made this movie in 11 days.
Wow.
No kidding.
Holy shit, Blake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really
Wow.
good,
And here's the kicker too. It was a SAG film, so we had very strict rules for the kids, and they couldn't work more than 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
So normal film shoots 12 hours, and so Joey
more.
Stewart was the producer, and he did all the first AD work in the beginning, and did the scheduling and everything. He wasn't on set, but I owe him a huge debt of gratitude to be able to make this work schedule wise, because it was insane. And we did go over a few times, but the point is to pull that off. But for any movie, not just my movie, people don't realize what goes into it, how either short or long it takes. But usually, even though it was 8 hour days with the kids, I mean, I was still there like 18 hours, just because of you get there early, you stay late, we're looking at footage and that kind of thing. But in the end, it's a lot of work, and I think you appreciate it. You look at it in a different way, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Well, the democratization just makes it to where everything's the same. So it's like you're being judged directly against the, and it's a bad example, but like the Eternals, has a $200 million budget, 100+ days of shooting, and you're literally being compared equally to something that was made for, couch change and 5-day budget. It's not fair.
Wrong.
It's not.
It's
and
not
streaming
fair.
streaming is done a lot to do that, to make that the case as well, because people
Mm-hmm.
don't, I mean, movies aren't really an event anymore. I mean, the big ones are, the Supermans are, but most movies aren't, because and that's
Right.
the whole thing with the Netflix Warner Brothers thing, where movies, I mean, I don't do theatrical releases as an indie, but as a consumer, I like the idea of the big event type films.
Yeah.
And because I can't even name a movie that Netflix made, maybe The Irishman, that was an event type movie. Most all the rest of them, I'm not knocking them. It is what it is. They're just, they kind of come and go. Maybe almost
I
like
think we all
not
miss
TV
the
movies,
theater
but in that world.
scene. Yeah, we all miss that.
I agree.
I mean, Stranger Things obviously is a phenomenon, and then the Squid Games has been good as far as being.
Well, it's simply return on investment for their time.
Yeah,
too.
shared
I mean, those
culture, that's what
shows
I'm
make
getting
them
at.
more time and money.
Yeah,
It goes
But even
hand in
our
hand
kids
with-
talk about how fun Stranger Things would be on the big screen.
Yeah. The problem is it's so goddamn expensive.
Yeah.
To go to the movies nowadays. I remember my
Yeah.
dad could take me and my brothers and sisters and the family, and it was
Less than $100.
less than $100.
Yeah.
I can't go with our two kids, Sam, without spending $100.
Mhm.
Come out here to Puerto Rico. It's really cheap to go to movies here.
Do a movie in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
$5 to go.
Oh, wow.
$5 to go to the theater, and then with popcorn and everything, it's like $11 or $12 in total.
Yeah, that's
Shut
reasonable.
up.
That's
Are you
fucking
really in
reasonable,
Jurassic
man.
Park or what?
Yeah.
Well, and you know what pissed me off too? Do you remember when they used to have those cheapy theaters, like in every couple of
I
cities?
do. $2.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
$2. Yeah, like James West
second
Theater.
run movies.
Yes.
Those were great. That's where I
They were
saw like
fucking
half this shit I saw.
Me too. Me too. They
Yeah.
don't have those anymore. They need to
They
bring
need those.
Maybe we should.
Or even like happy hour at the movie theater where they have a cheap one.
Oh,
Yeah. They kind of do sometimes. but-
Matinees are still too damn expensive.
Yeah, but
They
the cheap
are.
ones are even expensive, so that
Yes.
doesn't count.
That's
I mean, I
because
think-
we're all broke.
I know.
It's all comparative.
There is that. Starving artists is what we are, not
Yeah.
broke, Steve.
Yes.
Blake, okay, let's get back to your movie real quick because we're over the hour mark here. I want to chat with you about a couple other things
Sure.
about your film, your mixtape movie. So what got you to actually write this story? Did you have this in your head, or did this come to fruition from somebody else, or did someone else write it for you? I didn't see that in the credits, so I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I wrote it. I mentioned the short film I did.
Yeah.
And so I wrote the short film, which is like a 5-minute film. And then I developed that into a feature during the pandemic because, during the pandemic, there wasn't much going on.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, I'm going to write this script. And I did. And it took me, I probably wrote it in 3 months, which was pretty quick. But then I rewrote it for a couple of years. And then eventually I was kind of just sitting around one day and in between jobs. And I was like, I'm going to make this into a feature. And so I called some friends and family and put the money together and kind of just decided to do it. I mean, that's what you kind of have to do.
That's what you have to
as an indie.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wrote it, and based on not my life story, but just the setup, the mixtape part was definitely inspired by true events.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I was just curious. I
Really
was like,
cool.
did you know a little girl like this? Was it
And you're
history
still
of
working.
friend?
You're still working on distribution now.
No, it's out. It's out everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry, Steve, I didn't catch
yeah,
that.
it's on Amazon, Fandango at Home,
Excellent.
Apple TV, where else? Google Play,
Yeah.
and one
Prime.
other. Amazon Prime and YouTube movies right now.
Nice.
And then Blu-ray coming out next year. We did an airline deal, so it'll be on airlines in 2026 wherever you
That's cool.
Nice.
buy. Don't know
Awesome.
which airlines, but that's pretty lucrative. That can be
That's
be
really
one of the
cool.
better paydays for indies today, especially.
Genuinely one of the perfect movies to watch on an airplane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
They want. I always say my movie is not a family movie. It's not a kid movie, but it is family friendly.
Family friendly, yeah.
PG. If we consider getting it rated, but then we decide not to because there's just no reason to spend. It's $2,500 for our budget level,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
fuck
with
that.
$2,500 I didn't want to spend. But we had been told it'd probably be PG-13 because of the smoking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's
Yeah.
a couple drug references. There's no,
Just living in the 80s.
That's
Yeah.
the 80s, bro. That's
yeah,
the 80s.
exactly. But it technically, like, we got a review from Common Sense Media, which is like a family-oriented review site, and they did 10 plus, and so for the kids. And anyway, the point is yeah, for airlines, they don't want horror films, hardcore horror films.
Right.
you gotta have movies that are okay for the whole family. And so
Yeah.
anyway, that's coming, and then eventually we'll roll out on. Right now, it's video on demand where you have to rent or buy it.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll roll out on the free sites like Tubi and those kind of places.
Yeah,
But
ad revenue
Yeah.
stuff.
But
That's all.
Yeah.
it's worth the buy, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, it is definitely worth.
I mean, it's a
Worth
cup of
buying.
coffee. That's why I tell people it's a
100%.
Starbucks, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want a
Definitely.
1.5 hour chill, nostalgic vacation.
And
It's
it brings a
worth it.
smile to your face. You will be happy.
Absolutely.
It feels
I-
good. It made me
It's
smile.
a feel-good movie. Yes.
The
I
whole
agree.
time, I just felt like I was pulled back to a time I forgot about a little bit. It reminded me of little things down to the button pushing on the thing. And I'm an 80s guy, but I was like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, they even hit the pause button and all that.
If I went to Blockbuster
good.
and spent $5 renting this, I would not be upset.
Yeah, and that's the
I
thing.
agree. I agree. Oh my God, Sam, that's perfect.
You know, Blake, that's another thing. Before we end the show, buddy, remember when we're talking about these people on social media and being able to watch something right now and then they just write a review real quick and they talk shit
Yep.
about your movie? Remember, you were probably just like me when you were a kid. You'll go into the movie store with my dad, go to Blockbuster, Movies to Go, whatever it was, and you just look at the artwork on these boxes sitting everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're renting. You had no
No.
idea back then.
No.
But you're like, ooh, this one looks good, and my dad be like, let's get that one because it
Yeah.
looks good. Yeah, and then you go home and watch it, and it's shit. And we move on. But you get
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 movies you'd rent for the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Like on Friday.
Yeah.
And then there's always a couple of them that you would remember, and you're like, oh. But see, when I was a kid, I started reading all the boxes because we'd be waiting for like Romancing the Stone because everybody had rented that.
Oh, right.
And you have to wait in the store until somebody brings it back, right? So I'd be reading all these boxes, and I started to pick up the names of people making the movies on the boxes. That's how I learned, like, oh, I like that guy who made that movie, or I like that lady who made that movie.
Mhm.
And then the next time I found one with their name on it, I would rent it just because
Yeah.
of who made it.
Or you'd ask the dude at the front.
Yeah,
You'd be like, "Who's this dude?"
yeah.
And they know.
But we never had an outlet other than when you went to school and someone brought up, like Rawhead Rex, and you're like, dude, I love Rawhead Rex, and everybody's making fun of it. I'm like,
Yep.
dude, Rawhead Rex
Yep.
is shit.
Or I rented that, and that was that. I didn't like that. Yeah.
I miss those days, Blake. But see,
But yeah, you're right.
you did. You made a movie that reminds people of like the fun, like no MP3s, nothing like that anymore. It
I
was,
tried to make it authentic. That's the best that's what
You
I
did
tried
a
to do.
great.
Yeah, you did a great
you-
job
Great,
with that.
Blake.
And I
Fantastic.
tried to, most 80s movies, and I'm patting myself on the back here a little bit.
do it, Pat.
Good.
Most
Yes.
80s movies that are made today, they put the 80s references on their chest. They like make them real front and center.
Yeah,
And we just put them in we just made it. That's where you were. We're not
The era
trying,
was in
we're not
there.
trying to show
Yeah.
off the 80s. It was like you just talked on a push button phone, or like girls used to like slide down the side of their bed and talk they'd be on the floor talking on the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
You're not patting yourself on the back. That's a great
nailed
point.
it, bro.
So
That's a
just little
great
things like
point.
that we tried to include, and so
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys noticed all that, because we worked
yeah.
hard to include the subtleties of the 80s, especially you would really know them if you grew up then, obviously. So
Absolutely,
Yes.
I
absolutely.
agree, Blake. You
Sure.
did a phenomenal job on it.
Thank
You
you.
really did. You really
Yes.
did. You should be very proud of it, brother.
Yes.
Very proud of it. Now I got to go back and watch his movies, his other ones, because
Yeah.
now his name's on the
And
back of the box.
shows,
You know what I
like
mean?
There you go.
the
Yeah.
YouTube stuff. Actually, Blake, can you plug all that before we end the show? Can
Yeah.
you plug your stuff?
sure.
Anything you can still make money off of, please.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
all day.
Well, I'll say CaseyMakesAMixtape.com is our main hub for this movie, and so you can go to that site, and then all the different platform links are right there, so you can go and rent it directly, and then in the future stuff will be there as well. Then my other projects are on Tubi, and primarily Tubi. That's where they are, and I actually make money. And one of them's called Pink. One of them's called Continuum. It's a sci-fi show. Another one's called Killing Down. It's an action film. And then I've got another one called Spilt Milk that stars Jake Johnson. I don't know if you remember him. He was in New Girl, and he's been
yeah. I was like, that one. All right.
yeah. I caught him right
Spider-Verse.
before he broke out. We shot this in
Yeah.
2010. It's a really fun. It's another John Hughes inspired movie that I didn't write, but
Wow.
about a guy
Is that the
who
one that was in the grocery store? I saw it
Yeah,
in the trailer.
grocery store,
Okay,
yep.
yes.
yeah, it's kind of they get robbed, and these kids and these customers have to put them in a grocery store, and so it's kind of a little bit of Breakfast Clubby vibe.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little heist movie too. I'm trying to think what else. And then I have another series called Morganville. I did. It's a young adult series, and that's on I think that's on Amazon Prime. I did that with an author who was a New York Times bestselling author, Rachel Kane, based on a famous book series called Morganville. So I've got a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, you do.
The interesting thing is, None of them really. I mean, you know how a lot of directors kind of do the same movies over and over, like a Tarantino, which I love, by the way.
Right.
I'm not like that. I skip around in genres. I mean, everything I've mentioned here, I did sci-fi. I've done an action comedy. I actually produced a horror film called Phobia, and then what else? And then sci-fi, and then I did a mockumentary of all things too years ago. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
What's
so,
your mockumentary? I'm gonna have to watch that one.
It's called 88 Hits. It's not widely available, but it's inspired by, this is Spinal Tap. It's about a mob family that has no money.
Oh,
That's awesome.
okay, I want to watch that too. Actually.
So at any rate, what I'm getting at is, if you're looking for another nostalgia type movie, I don't really have one like that. But they all have a little bit of every movie has a little bit of you in it, one way or the other. Usually that means a little bit of drama mixed with some comedy. I mean, I grew up liking, all the Lawrence Kasdans of the world, Silverado, those kind of movies, the drama mixed with comedy, and that's Star Wars, obviously. So I always try to do that in my films.
I could see that vibe from.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great, dude. Well, Blake.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, dude, you're the man, bro. You made a badass movie. I was so happy, and I'm gonna say it out loud because I have to say this kind of shit on our podcast. Sometimes I'm really nervous to watch other people's movies. And Blake, you're probably a filmmaker. You understand what I'm saying.
I know totally what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I don't, it's not about hating it, but you still want to be entertained. You still want to be pulled into the film. You just don't want to sit there and grudge through it because you have to, because you've got a guest coming on. Dude, we hit play within a couple minutes. I swear to God, I was locked the fuck in. I just grinned. I'm your niche audience. I'm an 80s guy. I'm that dude. So
it was
I'm not your niche, and I loved it. So.
Yes. Thank you for making that movie. It's fucking great.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on the show. This has been fun.
Dude, you're the man, bro. Thank you for spending time with us tonight, man. I just appreciate it. And I'm going to go back and watch your movies. We'll get everything plugged and make sure people can find your work. So
awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you, all right? All right, guys.
That was a fucking fun one.
Blake's a man.
Oh, I love it.
No, he made a great movie.
Yeah. We could do a
I didn't know
whole
that
other show with him.
I thought the film was about to come out. So I was telling my
I didn't know it was already out.
Awesome. No, this is my bad because I haven't been.
We got a freebie. All right.
We didn't want to spoil it, but still.
I was on a hiatus a little bit, so this, we should have had him on a bit ago, but there's me and I'm
So I was going to tell my niece because I know she would love this film, and now I know that I can just go and rent it.
Yeah,
my wife would love this film.
It's been out there since October. Yeah, it's been out there since October. So guys, go watch it because totally.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's so worth it, especially if you like nostalgic stuff and you like the 80s. And it's got a Ferris Bueller vibe. It just has that.
Even if you don't like nostalgic stuff, it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Just say him.
It is.
It's just
cool.
a cool
it is
movie.
still cool.
It's just a solid movie, and it's a great little story. That was fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
Dude's doing a lot of work.
It's feel good. I love feel good. Like music, movies. I love feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to say that to him. Please make me feel good
in this fucking dark ass world, please.
I forgot to say that to him. I wanted to tell him like how bad I wanted that one piece to happen.
Oh yeah.
What she was trying to accomplish in the movie.
You know what? By the end of it, though, I wasn't.
It made sense. I
agree. We were just talking about that, Aaron. Yeah.
And then I kept wondering, I was like, was it because that song was?
Okay, we need to stop because we don't need to.
I know we're bumping right up against spoilers, so
yeah, we are.
$50,000 to get that.
And discuss in the chat.
Yeah.
Watch it, guys. Watch it.
I agree.
It's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Real quick, let's finish up the chat if you don't mind. Because,
yes, let's go in there.
Let's do it. Thank you, Steve, for being on top of that shit.
Yes,
I try. Amanda rocked out one of my favorite references of all time, both Rawhead Rex and Project Metal Beast.
Oh,
Barry Bostwick.
I forgot about that one. Yes. Yep. Hey, she watched Rawhead Rex. That's awesome. Because I fucking love that.
And Amanda, I do miss the smell of Blockbuster as well. Like, it's a smell that you can feel.
Yes,
and there's something about just having all of that art before you. Like, how cool was that?
It was beautiful. It was such a beautiful moment.
And the bookstores have that same thing. And if we lose them all, it's terrible because I love the smell of freaking books.
I do too.
We can have
it's got to be a real book. The smell of the pages. I don't know what it is, but it's great.
Focus says that's a big fear when having someone edit. LOL, hoping they don't get started and go, oh, this is trash.
Uh-oh.
Focus.
Aaron did not say that at all.
Hey, Focus.
Not about your movie, Focus.
Yeah.
Nope.
You're good, bro.
I've been presented with films like that I got to score, and I'm just like, oh no.
Dude, one of them was
No,
Outrider.
Focus, you're past that. You're beyond
Worst
that.
film
You're
I've ever seen is a movie I worked on for a year and a half. Dude, I got you. It's like that. It's real life as a filmmaker. You're like, that's how it works sometimes.
But everyone has to start somewhere. So you know
Yes.
what? Even the bad ones, there's a reason for them.
There's
Because
a
we're all
reason for it.
learning. We're all
I
fucking
agree.
learning shit. And that's where
I
that's how
agree.
it goes.
Not everything can be as good as the Outrider.
Yeah, you can't make it if you don't
Hey,
fail.
you know what?
That's all there
I
is to it.
love the Outrider.
stand for the Outrider.
I have so many
It's
beautiful
different.
things to.
I like the story. That's
The
about it.
Outrider is nostalgic to me.
Oh,
It's great and nostalgic, yes, but it is so dark. Like I can't even see half the thing, and that bothers
You know
me.
what, though?
And it irritates me.
Yeah, but-
If the shutter alone, I hold to this for the rest of my life, is if AI ever gets to the point where we can fix bad shutter from
That'd
video,
be great.
I can fix that movie. I can
That'd
make
be
that
great.
movie worth it 100% tomorrow.
you should have seen
I
what
tried.
was doing.
I
Well,
tried.
the audio is
Laptop I was
really
working
bad, so I don't know.
And then there's
what
the
I'm
black
doing.
and white thing. That's the black and white thing's hard too.
Hey, dude.
to-
I
Love
did.
it.
I
It is
did
what
one
it
of my
is.
best.
But
I had
it-
a-
Kyra,
all
my
right.
wife, that's still her favorite of all of our films.
I love your wife. She's the best person.
I
in the
honestly,
world.
I have.
Let's
It's just
say.
so. I don't even know how to explain it. Nostalgic is the best way of describing it. I love the. I had just come out of working on very big films,
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you
and
did.
it was so refreshing to be when Aaron was like, "No, dude, just do you, just do whatever." I was like,
Yes,
I didn't even know how to take it. I was like,
I remember. I think I told you. I was like, I kind of hear like this Blade Runner vibe, but that's about all I had. I didn't have
Yeah.
any other things.
and I
to
was
tell you.
like, "Where
I
are
do
your
love the
notes?
sa-
Like,
the
where,
soundtrack
where's everything? Like, are you just telling me just be
go.
creative?"
Yes, and the
Yeah.
I don't
soundtrack
know.
is what makes it feel great and wonderful. And I'm sorry, Aaron, I love you, but that
Yeah, I
was
know.
hard. It was rough
I know. It
because
is.
it was.
It
yeah.
was, but you know what? Like, it feels like, you ever see Tetsuo the Iron Man?
No, but
No, I
I've
have
heard.
Nobody
not.
else fucking seen this movie.
Apparently,
besides
don't
me.
want to.
But like, it was made on, like, if I remember correctly, 8mm black and white. It looks like shit on a certain level, but like, it's so evocative. Like, you're like, because if I don't turn this thing off in the first minute and a half, you're like, I'm in this world. And I feel like that about that movie.
See, and you never know. Like, if I would laugh my ass off if the Outrider, like 3 years from now, hit.
The
And it
story's
came as cult
amazing. The
classic.
story's great, but
Yeah.
that's why you got a story stolen before because you write good stories.
I
I
tried.
agree.
I tried.
Yeah, the story is amazing.
It was-
No,
yeah.
we're just learning in the film.
It's the only movie of
but-
Aaron's that he'll kind of shit on a little bit, which I
Yeah, I'll shit
respect.
on it.
I love
Yeah, I'll
it.
shit on it,
Yeah,
but I
because
also
he knows he's realistic about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that though. Like, he's like, yeah, it's not the best. And I'm
Do you
like,
know when I
for
cut that?
Aaron, that's like a nuclear bomb.
Actually, you're not wrong.
Do you know when I
Sure.
cut that movie, Steve? I don't know if I ever told you. The laptop I had would not run it. I could not play it in its normal resolution. I had to edit that, and it was blurry. I couldn't even see.
Oh
it.
shit.
So
Yeah.
bad.
I had to
like
dumb it down
pixelated
pixel wise
shit.
so low to get it to even play. And
Should
it
have
took
just
me
released it
forever.
only in France, just like that. You're
I
like,
know.
fuck it.
Yeah. It
Screw
was so
you,
bad.
watch it.
I
And
had nothing.
let's
I
just
had
say if
nothing.
we would have let him put it out the way it was and we wouldn't have given him some friendly advice about what he could take out, it would have been
Only
like
friendly
4
if he doesn't
hours.
throw
You
things.
know,
Yeah,
it would have
but-
been quite a long
The problem was
motherfucker.
I
It's
should have
already
taken out
long.
more. I should have taken out more.
Yeah,
we
you
know.
should have. But I mean,
But it was the Aaron Carlson cut.
Anyway, it's
Director
but
cut,
the music's
yeah.
beautiful.
Mhm.
I love the music in it.
I do too.
And there's
had
moments
a
that I'm
better
very
actress
proud
in
of in
there.
that movie. So.
No, that movie's the shit. Like, it's still one of my favorite pieces because it just feels of itself.
You-
Watch The Outrider on TV.
Yeah,
You should
There's-
watch it, and you can make fun of me
there's.
if you want.
It was
'Cause I'm
about.
in
I don't know
it
how long, Kelvin. How long did we work on that thing? Was it like 8
a
months,
long
maybe?
ass time.
I think
I don't
so.
Not
know.
as-
It's some.
No, not nearly as long as the con.
No, it wasn't like that. But I mean, when we started working with Kelvin, like I remember hearing Kelvin's music on YouTube. The main song I
Mhm.
fucking love so much.
Yeah.
I was working at the bank at that time.
Mhm.
Every morning when I left home, and I was miserable, and I hated everything about my life, my day. I scream at myself in the car driving. I was cussing out God. I was literally losing my
playing
mind.
Living
your
that
music,
day
Calvin.
job life.
And I would play that song, and my brain would go to that church, and I saw the outrider floating in the air, and it gave me goosebumps, and it got me through every fucking day.
And that's what art does.
Every
That is.
fucking day. And I'm not kidding. Your song did that and inspired me even more to make that movie. So when I think about that movie, that's what I remember the most.
That song still inspires you to this day.
To this day, I still listen
It
to that
still
song.
plays
I'll
all
put
the
it
time
on-
in our kitchen.
Yeah, I play it on YouTube
Alexa.
to this day still.
Or Spotify, please.
It's so good. But
It is
anyway,
good.
those are those things I think that when we
Yeah.
were talking about it on the show with Blake, the entertainment
Yeah.
part of it, that
Mhm.
magic.
Yeah, the inspiration.
That's all it is to me.
Yep, everyone
So
has
when
their
I see
inspiration.
Steve make some visual effects and he's like, "Do you like it?" I'm like, "Dude, it's fucking great." That's because it hit me. I'm not looking at it like a filmmaker. I'm looking
I
at
love
it
that
like a
about you.
consumer.
I really do.
I have to, because to me it's still magic. And I know that's gay. And even Blake even said that. He was like, "Yeah, I know it's cliche," but I'm like, "No, it's fucking beautiful." And I love being gay. Let's be gay together.
It's absolutely.
And Aaron's great
We'll
for
just
that
dance
because
out
I wrote a poem and he thought it was so cool he read it to our kids. But
Oh yeah, give me goosebumps, dude.
Yeah, and no one liked it on my poem site that I've been
Because
on,
they
which most
suck.
people will like
Fuck 'em.
most of them.
Yeah.
But they didn't like that one, and I was like, "Well, you weren't right, but thank you," because he gave me so much confidence to keep posting and like to keep doing them, and I
Because
posted.
you're good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that one hit me. But see, I was your audience on that one. I thought it was
I get
clever as fuck. It was
apparently
great.
because only
Great.
like 2 other people liked it.
Well, fuck them.
I still want to see. I'm so sorry. Now we're just having a meeting.
I know we are.
But
So, end this
it's
and
where
then
this
have
is
a
how our
meeting.
meetings go. I think one day there's going to be a day where Sam comes up with a documentary or a film, and she ends up marrying poetry with film in a really cool way. And I don't know what it's going to be like yet, but I feel like it's coming at some
like
point.
that.
She could
Yeah.
do
That's
it.
interesting. I can,
Like,
yeah.
Just have the
I actually-
narration be poet.
I feel that in my soul of souls, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's there.
It'll be
love
so
that.
cool.
Well, let's keep
Yeah.
making stuff, guys.
Goddamn
Yeah,
right.
that's the
Alright.
important part is that we all keep making stuff, and everyone out there keeps making stuff
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
because that's
it.
what keeps us going every day.
Every fucking day.
That
Just
stuff
like
we all
Project Metal Beast.
That's a good one, Steve.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at you, Steve. Yeah.
make.
Confident.
We should end on that note.
All right, guys. Love you all. Thank you. Oh, any more comments here before we leave?
Oh, we do. We have Focus said something
Oh,
big and
Focus
long.
dropped.
We got this one. Binge time is coming.
Binge
Yeah.
time. Everyone loves a
And
good
Focus
binge.
says, I got to say, having you edit as well, because you're doing a lot of what I would have done. But there's things like cutaways you're doing where I'm like, that wouldn't have occurred to me.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what it needed. You have my complete
Yeah.
trust. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
That's
it.
always how it goes.
That's why
Yeah.
collaboration is cool.
I agree.
I would never want to edit one of my, and I'm an editor. I've worked in editing, but I would never want to edit one of my own pieces because somebody else's
Yeah.
perspective always
Oh,
nailed it better than
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
time.
well, I'm a
Other
lot like
perspectives
Focus on that thing. I've never wanted anybody out of my shit, so I knew exactly where he was coming from. For him to put that out there and give me that trust is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Now
We
you
just
gotta find an
contradicted
editor, you'll
ourselves.
do
Other
better.
opinions matter, even though earlier we said they don't. And you shouldn't comment. Just move on if you don't like it.
It just depends on who they are.
But you know
Hey.
what I mean.
And Blake said
Right.
that. Blake did say that. Blake.
Yes, it depends
Yeah.
on who they
You
are.
did. Yes, it
There's a
does.
respect thing there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And knowing them matters, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, great show, guys. Had a lot of fun. Thank you,
Indeed.
audience, for being out there watching. Remember,
Yes,
you can follow
and
us
for
on
all our
Spotify
commenters.
and Apple
that watched.
Podcasts and YouTube, Facebook. We're everywhere. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Around the Reel. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Let's fucking go.